I spent the better part of 20 years doing a lot of solitary, and that meant for me, like I've discovered my love of fly fishing. So getting out in the middle of a river up to my ass in ice cold water fishing, that was my solitary. That was my calm. I found my peace, and that's something that autistic people never seem to do. They never find their peace, and when you're not at peace, then you're excited, and excitement means bad behaviors. For all the parents of autistic and Asperger kids, how's your kid when they're in a calm state, an overall calm state? There's no behavioral issues, right? It's when they get excited. It's when there's something negative in the environment. That's when all the shit happens. That's when the kids start stimming. That's when they start beating their head against the wall. This is the whole thing, right? What you want is an overall calm state, but yet they're jumping the kid up on video games. They're jumping the kid up on candy. They're jumping the kid up on carbs and sugars and everything else they don't need. They're jumping the kid up on technology. You're creating all this excitement. They're doing the same thing with dogs. You know, look at the average dog. They got a house full of toys. They got lick mats. They got all the stimulation inside the house. They can't shut down. They can't get into a calm state, and then they're wondering why they're eating people coming in the front door. Get rid of it all for a while. Take 1 week, or actually even 1 day. Set a rule, there's no technology, and see what the difference is. Like I said in my last video, I mean, I got hooked on video games, and it was screwing my brain up 7 ways to Sunday. I was constantly running hot and cold and cortisol and adrenaline, dopamine, the whole 9 years. It was that constant, you're trauma bonded to the game because you're getting that constant vicious cycle of reward and punishment. And that's screwing up the brain. Then you're wondering why your kid is beating their head against a wall. We need to step back and think about what's going on. Like I say, for me, for the last 20 years, I spent so many hours in solitary. Just me out in the middle of nowhere. I want to get out away from everybody. I want to get as far as possible away from everybody and just be out there alone. It's a chance for me to find my peace and see what I'm like at peace. And that's what I want. I want myself at peace because I like myself at peace. And being at peace gave me the chance once again to get into my own head and figure myself out, to figure out how my brain works. It took hours and hours and hours just standing there thinking. And that's something that autistic people never do. But again, we've got a bunch of autistic people out there that have never discovered themselves. They don't know themselves. So many autistic people go through all this applied behavior analysis bullshit. They grow up and they're a mess. They're full of abuse, they're full of trauma, they're full of PTSD, and then they're wondering why they have social issues. All of the social issues that you're having right now is a result of all the trauma and abuse. You ever stop to think about that? But I got a question for anybody that has an autistic kid or anybody that's Asperger's or autistic. Do you understand who you are? Do you even know who you are? Have you ever taken the time to get to know yourself? Have you ever taken the time to respect yourself? Most people haven't. In order to get to understand yourself, in order to get to know yourself, you need some solitary. You need some peace. Go find your peace and get into your own head and try to figure yourself out. You know, you got a whole bunch of people out there right now trying to figure you out. The problem is you don't understand yourself. And if you don't understand yourself, you're going to have a hell of a time explaining to others what it's like. I can explain to people right now what it's like for me to be on Asperger's. I can't explain what it's like for somebody else to be on Asperger's or autism. My brain is different. Every brain is different. So if people want to understand what I can give you certain concepts of Asperger's that a lot of kids are going to have, not every kid, you know, but get out, calm down, get rid of all the video games for a little while. Just try it. 24 hours, no games, no technology, no nothing. Just go out in the world somewhere, sit in the freaking grass, watch the sunset. You know, growing up, I used to spend a lot of time at a place called Red Rocks. It was just a red rock formation. I'd grab a six-pack of beer in my teen years, go up and watch the sun go down. The beautiful sunsets in the ocean, I really miss that. And it was just solitude. It was just a chance to get out and think, just to clear my head and get in my own head and talk to myself. You know what? Figure myself out. That's what it took. Right now, I live life in an overall calm state. That's what I want. That's what everybody wants, believe it or not. Everybody wants to live life in a calm state. Nobody would choose to live in fear, to live in anger, to live in, with all this stress in their life. Given a choice between being stressed out or being calm, everybody's going to choose calm. But yet most people I look at today, they're all stressed out and they're all amped up and they're all excited. Take some time, get out in solitude. Get out alone if you can. Sit down somewhere, grab a cold beer if you're of age, and just sit down and get in your own head and figure your own brain out. Take the time, get to your peace. Meditate. Get to your peace and find that calm state. And once you're in that calm state, you can now get into your own head and start figuring yourself out. Like I say, if you can't understand yourself, you can't relate to anybody else. And everybody else around you is trying to understand you, and they can't possibly understand you. Because every brain is different. So take some time, find your peace, figure yourself out, and then explain yourself to everybody else. Every child is on autism. is not the same. Every child on Asperger's is not the same. Every brain is different. Okay? But yet everybody's trying to come up with this idea. They're trying to come up with this one size fits all box for everybody to jump into, and it's not working that way. Find your peace. Find your calm. And I guarantee you, you're going to appreciate calm and peace when you find it. And you're going to learn to want to be there. That's the whole thing. A calm state, there's no emotions to worry about. A calm state is just nothing. There's nothing negative in the environment to worry about. A calm state gives you a chance just to relax and think and get in your own head. Try something different. Dare to be different.